Welcome back to the Armchair Generals.
where we talk 40K's news, tactics, and lore.
and so much more. We hope you enjoy the video.
Welcome back to the Armchair Generals. Thank you for joining us today. As always, my name is Crash, and with me is Nova Star.
Hey, everybody.
And today we are going to be going over a little bit of mishmash of stuff, some recent news from GW, some speculation on our part, and going to touch on the Saturday preview just a little bit. There wasn't a lot of 40K there, so not really something we're going to cover on the channel, but there's a couple good tidbits worth looking into. So up first, we do have the Codex Roadmap. And we have two of Nova's favorite factions up first there.
Most of my favorite factions are getting covered pretty quickly, actually.
They really are.
So coming up in November, so we're almost there already, about 12 days away. We have Codex Deathwatch and Codex Supplement Deathwatch and Codex Supplement Space Wolves.
So happy they're doing the supplements. So happy.
I mean, it just reminds me back when we first started in 3rd edition, when you had your main Marine book, and then your supplement just had the units that made you unique.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lehman Russ Exterminators for the Space Wolf.
They were terrible tanks, too.
Oh, it was absolutely a stupid tank, but it was cool that we could take one.
It was cool.
And they gave us the worst version.
Here, you have an autocannon in that giant turret.
Like, thanks.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with Deathwatch. I know some recent changes to them with the FAQs kind of nerfed a few things. So I'm kind of curious to see how that'll unfold with the supplement.
Well, as of right now, none of the Primaris units has special issue ammunition, because instead of just being a tag saying all bolt weapons or all X have this, it's for the little index that they put out. It's now a special rule where on the weapon itself, like normally where you would see, oh, for if you this, you can swing this weapon 3 times per attack you have, etc. And now it will say special issue ammunition there. It's very, very cut and dry.
Which, I mean, cut and dry is better than having all kinds of questionable stuff, but...
Now, I believe it'll go back to the other one with the supplement, because they're not going to reprint every ruling in here for all the weapons and Codex Space Marines, when the whole point of doing the supplements is to not have to do that.
Yeah.
So they'll probably just say, if it has a bolt in its name, you're good.
Probably.
Exclude these.
Probably.
Granted, I want a Land Rider Crusader with special issue ammunition on its Hurricane Bolters, but I don't think they'll give it.
That would be really nasty.
That'd be really cool.
Then you could take the dreadnoughts that can take the Hurricane Bolter.
Oh, and the Ironclad?
Oh, and you could take Centurion Devastators.
Centurion Devastators with their chest guns, the Hurricane Bolter on the Corvus dropship.
Hurricane Bolters getting special ammunition would be pretty cool.
It would be. I would be very happy. I will be super happy if they give it back to Storm Bolters, as I was currently building a Crusade army of Deathwatch and had pilfered a bunch of Tartarus and Cataphracti Storm Bolters.
Yeah.
To give to my veterans.
And then December we have Death Guard and Blood Angels.
You almost can get like 2 more polar opposite. Like you have this disgusting abomination of Chaos Space Marines in the Death Guard versus what are arguably the most like sublime and statuesque of all the Space Marine chapters.
They're all artists, and
each one is like physically perfect too.
Yep.
Even Dante, being super old, is still like a physically perfect specimen who just feels super old.
Yeah. I can't think about Death Guard without shuddering a little bit.
I want to see how they treat Dante as King of the North with more fluff and stuff with this.
King of the North.
He's King of the North. He's the regent of Imperial Nihilus. That makes him third in charge of the Imperium.
After Gilliman and
the Emperor.
oh, the Emperor doesn't count.
The Emperor is in charge of the Imperium.
Okay. So the big speculation, though, is coming with the roadmap where it shows the January releases. Now, Nova and I both recalled them saying that Dark Angels would be coming out alongside the first Xenos Codex of next year. And we looked up the article and found that, and it does say that. So we're kind of confused about this redacted on these two codexes, because if one's Dark Angels, then the other would be Xenos, but we don't know why Dark Angels would be redacted when they had already announced that Dark Angels was coming out early next year alongside the first Xenos Codex. So it's kind of curious why they're redacted. There's been a lot of speculation on the one with the Tyranid skull. People thinking it's a completely new Xenos race. I know there's been some rumors floating around online about an insider talking about a fungoid mushroom race.
Oh, I hope it's not that. Those rumors look so dumb.
Like they even talked about like Morel warriors or something like that, supposedly.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. It's a Kroot Mercenaries Codex. They're probably gonna do it. That's my speculation. I know I'm wrong, but that's what I'm gonna put into the aether.
Why would you do that to me, Nova?
That or a modernized version of Squats. It would be so much better than Fungus people.
I would be totally down with 40k dwarves, whether it's Squats or the Demiurge or just some other incarnation. I would totally be down with Space Dwarves.
I mean, they already have a really cool looking AOS with the Caradron Overlords. It wouldn't be too hard to kind of 40kify. They used to have an army in second edition.
I'd be fine with Space Dwarves. Space Skaven would be kind of cool. I feel like it would be really close in aesthetic to the Orcs, though. The whole
Space Skaven, yeah, the whole scavenge and scrap kind of look.
Yeah. I mean, obviously their vehicles and everything would look different, but to me, it feels like it would have a similar vibe to it. So I don't know how they would differentiate unless they went completely opposite of Space Skaven and went like Nezumi, like rat samurai looking dudes. But then that wouldn't be too far from the Tau aesthetic, probably.
Yeah, that doesn't feel very Warhammer either.
It doesn't.
Still got to be grimdark.
Space lizards.
Oh, Space Lizardman? That'd be pretty sweet.
That they could do all kinds of cool stuff with that.
I once had some lizardmen with Tau weapons, and they were just an alien auxilia that I subbed in for Fire Warriors.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'd love to see some space lizards, space dwarves, space rats would be okay. They would just need to differentiate. I do not want to see space mushrooms.
I mean, the Orcs they've already kind of backpedaled and have come out for years now saying they're a fungoid race. I don't want like floating gas bag funguses. I just think that'd be really dumb.
It would be. I think. And the lore behind them, supposedly, I mean, according to this insider, supposed insider, they're helping the Eldar stop the Tyranids from subsuming a race that has the ability to mess with time. I mean, yes, time controlling Tyranids would be terrible, but
I feel every time GW tries to throw in time stuff, it's always written really badly. Just look at the chrono arm of the Inquisition that was in the old Inquisitor Codex. Like, we protect time.
I've never even heard of this. What?
Oh, well, I'll send a link. We'll put a link in the show notes. But yeah, it was so dumb. They're basically like time police inquisition.
That's terrible. How about you just don't do time travel? Grimdark world, don't do time travel.
Time travel is this whole weird thing, and most of the time, when you throw it in there, it's just terrible.
It is.
Here we go. It's called the Order Chronos, and I'm going to link you that so we can put it in our show notes for the fans.
Okay.
And it's on the Warhammer fandom.wiki.
I would not mind seeing some kind of undead-ish race. Like maybe whatever they've got trapped in the ghoul stars, the wasting or whatever it is. I mean, it would be kind of cool to see like sci-fi, crypt horror stuff like from Vampire Counts.
Maybe, but I feel like the Death Guard and Necrons already have that unlocked because both of them have zombies just in a different way. Death Guard have literal zombies, and then the Necrons have more like the zombie automatons.
That's true.
Add them to the Death Guard line. I think that'd be pretty cool. But if you're talking more of like a gothic horror, like vampires and stuff, that might be really neat too. But then they already have blood angels for vampires, so
well, yeah.
I'm really interested. I want to know what they're going to be. It's been 18 years since they've added a brand new race.
2002. Yeah, it has been almost 20 years since we've had a new race.
Shoot, Tower almost old enough to drink.
They're old enough to drive and smoke. But yeah, it's actually kind of odd. I mean, I know they've expanded factions. We got Gene Stealer cults, which, while not a new faction or not a new race, was a new faction. Because
They had them in second.
Huh?
They had Gene Stealer cults in second.
So they just brought them back. That
They
was
just brought them back. It was like the Death Watch. There were rules and like you could buy the little Death Watch upgrade kit, but there was never a whole faction for them.
like
And Custodes never had rules, but they had models in Rogue Trader.
and they were heavily part of the lore already too. Tau came out of nowhere. They were like, here you go.
Yeah, Tau came out of nowhere, and then they attached Kroot onto the Tau because the Kroot had already been in the lore.
Oh, okay.
There's actually a picture of them in the 3rd edition codex, and they're just called "Watch out for Kroot mercenaries," and they just look thuggish.
I mean, I would not. I would love to get a Kroot mercenary codex.
In fact, you have an old 3rd edition rulebook, right? Yeah. There's a picture in there that talks about alien races. And I want to say most of the aliens in that picture have become either models like the Kroot, and then there's also like a Claude Fiend, which is now a Dark Eldar model or a Drukhari model. And I think others have too. So we should definitely look into that and try to find it and see which ones have made their way into the game somehow.
That's the one that it's got a picture of a Hrud or Rudd or however it's.
Yeah, it's on the ground. He's got like a sniper rifle leaning up.
Yeah, no, I think I remember what you're talking about. I didn't remember Kroot being a part of that, but it's been a long time since I've looked at that. And I mean, for that matter, the Hrud or Rudd or I don't know how it's HRUD.
Here we go. I found the picture. So
okay.
In it, well, I want a big version of that. So you have a Claude Fiend, which is in there. There's a Necron Warrior. There's a Nocturne Warrior of the Hrud, which hasn't been introduced. There's a Kroot Warrior. There's an Amble, which we have Ambles now and rules for him. There's a Tyrillian Dog Soldier. There's an Unknown, but it kind of looks more just like an Amble. And sadly, there is an unknown fungoid jellyfish-looking thing.
Well, I know the recent rulebook, I guess, has some pictures of these fungoid critters, and that's where there's some foundation for
the rumors.
Yep, for the rumors and this insider, because a lot of the time when stuff like that is put up and goes into rule books, it's something they've got plans for at some point down the road.
Right.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that is a Crute Warrior, huh? Claude Fiend, unknown.
Yeah, no, that's a Necron warrior.
That is a Necron Warrior. And little jellyfish looking thing. Could be fungoid, could be, yeah, no. Huh. Amble, Torellian Dog Soldier. Yeah.
Australian Dog Soldier kind of looks like a Saurus warrior.
A little bit. That's what I'm saying. I would love some space lizards, but
Right.
Speculation wise, yeah, I would love to see some new. I would love to see a new race. I think it would be really cool, and it'd be about time.
Oh yeah.
But who knows? I just really hope it's not mushroom people.
Right. Oh, I found another picture that I'm going to send you. We can try to put all these in our thing too, because this one actually has like a really cool space vampire. It's basically more of a modern version of that old 3rd edition picture.
Okay.
Audience, we are going to give you some deep dive links to go into that rabbit hole of wikis, so you too can be on this conspiracy roller coaster with us.
What have you linked?
I see a Hurod on there. I see a Zote. I see an Amble.
That is.
See.
There's a vampire.
Yeah, that's the vampire I'm talking about. There's a Claude Fiend in the background. There's a Slan. There's probably an updated version of Talon Dog Soldier. It looks a little more lizardish.
You know what? Kind of cool, especially since we didn't get it with the Tau like we were supposed to, would be a multiracial faction.
That would be really cool, because that's what the Tau was. It was supposed to be the multiracial faction, and then
so if we could get like a coalition of something or other,
I would like a coalition Xenos army would be super cool.
So you could get like some Zotes, and you could get some Prud, and you could get some whatever those vampire dudes are. You can get some dog soldiers. That would actually be really cool.
You could add some like controlled Amble, or just I guess released Amble.
Yeah. That would be really cool. Like, yeah, I'm looking at those pictures. That would be really cool if we could get something like that.
There's some kind of ant-looking soldier too. It's like an anthropomorphic ant person.
Yep.
With like a Tau, almost Tau-like rifle.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to put these pictures up in the video so that people can see what we're talking about. But no, yeah, that would be really cool. Like some kind of coalition race, get a bunch of different models.
I'd be down for that. That'd be really awesome.
I mean, it would be awesome, so we probably won't get it.
Right. And that was the failed promise of Tau, was to have all these. And they did, like 3rd edition, we got Crute. Their 4th edition codex, they introduced Vespid, and then nothing. And like no more alien mercenaries. Oh, Battlefleet they got Demerg, which were the sort of revival for the squats, which are Space Dwarves. And then after that, nothing.
Yep, nada. So, well, we can hope. I know there was some of the Saturday previews that were fairly promising looking. Nova has an eye for the Lumineth Chasm, Dire Chasm.
So Dire Chasm is just the name of the new set. It was Underworlds, then it was something else. Oh, it was Shadespire.
Shadespire?
It's all Warhammer Underworlds, and then the actual kind of thing was like magic sets. The first one was Shadespire. I forget the second one. Third one was Beastgrave, and this one is called Dire Chasm. So they're like the blocks of Warhammer Underworlds.
I dig it.
And this one is coming out with some really cool Slanesh models. which you can use in. You can paint these guys up to be like Slanesh demons, or just use them in your Slaves to Darkness, or in your Hedonites of Slanesh army for AOS. They're very fantastical. So, I mean, you could convert them for 40k, but you would need some little work.
The Dread Pageant is what they're called.
Yeah, it's just a great name for them. But then the Lumineth, they're so good. So 2 of the models, they already have a stock standard box release. You have the Stone Guard here, and this is just a really cool looking version of the Hammer Bros. Then you have this really, like, to me, the Archer, because most of the Archers in Lumineth now, I think all of them are still knocking their arrows. This dude's already shot it. He knows where it's gone. He looks real nonchalant, like, yeah, I'm talking, I got the hit. But this is the first male mage for the Lumineth, because the 2 on main release were both female sculpts. And he's hopping on a rock. He's got a really cool owl. But what's got me excited is there's a Swordmaster.
Swordmasters.
And I mean, it's a direct tie. She's got the 2-handed great blade the Swordmasters have. She has a back banner that literally has a tower of Hoeth on it. So stoked for them. We can't wait. I don't play Warhammer Underworld, but when they get there, I'll pick up the box, and then we'll be very happy when they get their normal AOS War Scrolls.
I mean, a lot of people pick these up for characters.
Oh, 100%. People pick these up for characters, and they're all unique sculpts. So people, even the Hammer Bro, they'll just put it into their unit to have more variety.
Like, he'd be a good unit champion or whatever have you.
That's what I'm thinking of, because the unit champion right now, you can give them, like, you can have the single hammer or the 2 hammers, and the 2 hammers are really wimpy for an option on them. It's just better, in my opinion, to keep the 2-handed hammer.
Yeah, I personally, I mean, I do like the Lumineth models, but I really like those new Slash models, the Dread Pageant. The main guy with the spear, the Slaneshi Beastman.
They need a Slanesh Mortals release. This is one of the only Chaos, the only Chaos God that doesn't really have like a Mortals army. Because even the Hedonites is more of a Slanesh Demon army with a couple of the mortal units thrown in.
Because we've got a Nurgle we've got Nurgle, we've got Khorne, and we have Tzeentch.
I mean, yeah, in Nurgle you had the Blight Kings on drones. Khorne, there's a plethora of mortal Khorne units. Tzeentch has the Arcanites and that whole line.
Yeah. Tzeentch has the Zangors, which, and then the Carrick Acolytes and all that stuff. Yeah. We don't have a Slaneshi mortal unit. I mean, if this is the aesthetic they go with, I might play Slanesh I haven't really hammered down other than Lumineth just because I love High Elves. But I haven't really hammered down another AOS army. But I really like that Archer.
I have a fully painted Slanesh army that was mainly done for 40k, but can be used in AOS. I have a almost complete Lumineth army, and then I have Giants.
Oh, and then the animation.
Oh yes, the anime looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
So they show off 3 shows. They show off the computer animated Blood Angels show.
Yep.
They show off what looks like it could easily be a anime from Japan about Eldar and the Striking Scorpions. And then there's more of like a noir focused Western cartoon.
Battle in there. I could have sworn it looked like Cal Jericho was in it.
It could have been. It says it's something about Inquisitors, so either way, that's really cool.
I'd be fine with a noir style. But no, that's Striking Scorpions. Eldar, I mean, the anime is definitely the style you'd want to do for Eldar.
Oh, 100%. I cannot wait for that to come out, because usually it says soon, so it's going to be next year because that's GW soon. But if they're going to be having a whole show focused on striking scorpions, I will bet money that when the Eldar Codex comes out, that we're going to get striking scorpions and a new Carandris. And I'm going to buy a bunch because I had a smasher striking scorpion list back in the day, and I have lots of fond memories of destroying people's dreams with it.
Yeah, because it was striking scorpion, 1 attack base, 1 for 2 close combat weapons,
1 for Mana Blaster,
and then 1 on the charge. And then with Carandris, didn't they get 2 on the charge or something like that?
I think they got 2 on the charge with Carandris.
Yeah, so they were throwing like 5 attacks apiece.
It'd be 9 of them and Carandris just whipping out of a Wave Serpent, charging when you could.
Yeah, they shredded everything. Oh, they were so good.
Backed up with my Farseers, just mind warring everything.
And and Howling Banshees, the new Howling Banshee models are fantastic. They kept the existing aesthetic. They didn't change it. They just made much better looking models.
Yeah.
And I really hope they keep that Predator vibe that you get from the Striking Scorpions. Because
they're showing a little more athletic in this anime, but it could still just be drawing compared to the model.
Yeah.
But they still do have those
dreadlocks.
Those dreadlocks, which is really cool.
Yeah, if they keep the aesthetic, I love, and given that this anime is being made, I would imagine they're not going to veer away from that aesthetic. I would love some plastic Striking Scorpions. That would be amazing. Especially if we get a Carandris sculpted like the new Janes are, that would be really, really awesome. Because our Carandris
super good,
chunky.
Yeah, Carandris, he hasn't held up like some of the other ones.
No, like Maharoth is okay. Asherman is also okay. They're all getting kind of old. Morgan Ra actually is, for the most part, fine.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say no to a new plastic update.
No.
So,
wouldn't say no, but it's not something that's like direly needed. Carandris is bad. I mean, he's in with the old pose where he's just like this with the weapon.
The thing is, it's the they had to do that easy pose because of how metal injection worked back then.
Yep. Oh no, I fully understand. They had to. Yeah. No, I fully understand. I get why that pose was what they did, but like it's still, you can really see the age of the model in that because he's just like this.
Guardians need an update too. They're terrible put together. Guardians
they are terrible.
Bad. I mean, you have 1 leg, 2 leg, put them together, 1 half torso, put it on the arm. It's just a terrible kit.
It is a bad kit. I mean, they look fine. Honestly, they still look fine.
Once they're together, yes, they look fine. They look great painted up. They just need to be, I don't know,
the kit's
newified.
The kit's bad.
They need a little refresh. Not a big one either, because the aesthetic is there.
Yeah. A lot of the Eldar stuff, the aesthetic is down. Like Warp Spiders, I just want to see them more spindly and whatnot, not quite so blocky. I mean,
right.
Again, metal casting back then. But I just want to see them more spindly and gangly looking. But the aesthetic is fine. They could update it a little bit, make it a little cooler, more stylish. But same thing with Swooping Hawks. I mean, they're fine. Most of the Eldar line is fine in its aesthetic and its look. It just needs updated models. But so we're very hopeful for Striking Scorpions. For anybody out there that's an author and looking to, try and write for GW, good luck. Their horror commissions or submissions are open. You can commit again. You can submit a horror story to them. They want it on survival, psychological, gothic, or cosmic horror. Minimum of, or they want 500 words, so close to 500, 100 word summary, and Yeah, the submission is up on the Warhammer community site. Unfortunately, it's only open for 12 days, so you only have till the 31st. So if you're somebody who's wanting to get published or work with GW or Black Library, get your submission typed up and put in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else there, Nova? Anything you want?
No, it's a little light. I mean, we're in between codexes, so really they're just going to try to play catch up.
Yep.
In the next couple weeks, that's what this is. I hate to call it because there's people who love Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl probably has one of the most rabid fan bases ever. They literally saved the game and made GW bring it back with their fandom. So I don't want to say this is a filler week, but to someone who's more into 40K, like the main 40K and AOS, it feels like a filler week to us.
A little bit.
But the releases that are coming are really, really cool.
Yeah, the releases are good. I mean, if Battlefleet Gothic came back, you'd see us talking about Battlefleet Gothic news.
Right. 100%.
And I mean, yeah, the new Blood Bowl is pretty good. It's Blood Bowl. It's not a bad thing. The people that love it, and awesome. It's a hobby. People love, like what you like. I like AOS well enough. It's definitely not 40K for me, and it's not Warhammer Fantasy. But it's good. I like the rule set. I like the armies are coming out with. I personally really miss the old world.
Yeah, that'll be fun when that comes out. As
we start getting more news about that, we'll probably definitely do some coverage.
Some sad news is you were waiting for the Warhammer 2 Wood Elf DLC. That got postponed till December.
No.
Yeah, at least they came out and said, "Hey, we're sorry, we're still working on it." I'm glad they came out and said something because they had just been filling their feed with Total War Troy and other stuff, and almost every other comment was Wood Elf DLC. Wood Elf DLC.
People know what they want.
I mean, I'm glad they still make historical titles. That's what they're known for, but that's not what's paying their bills anymore. It's the Warhammer ones.
Like, I mean, it's like actors. Actors, some actors anyway. A lot of them will, they do the projects that pay money so they can do the projects they love.
Yeah.
Warhammer Total War is paying their bills, so you do Warhammer Total War. That way, you can do the projects that you want to do. Aside from that. Honestly, though, after Warhammer Total War is done, I really think they should just do a fantasy, style, like come up with their own thing.
Oh, I want Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones Total War. Thank you very much.
I would be fine with Total War versions of both of those.
They need them so bad, like yesterday, and I would buy them.
I would be A-okay with Total War versions of both of those. But I mean, realistically, people, now that we've gotten fantasy with our Total War, people want more fantasy with their Total War. So hopefully they keep in that vein and keep doing what customers, want to buy.
Right. Just as a quick note, I went and perused the Elder line on GW. The only models that are really aged or show any bad wear and tear are still the old Aspect Warriors who are in, all used to be Metal and are in Finecast now, and the Avatar.
Avatar needs work.
The Redemptor Dreadnought, speaking of the Avatar, that he needs a greater demon, like some love put onto him.
Yeah, he does. And he needs rules to reflect it.
He needs to be that big, or he just needs to be as big as one of the Mount Muji cows. The Beef for Secrets. Like, that's a perfect size for him, because he doesn't need to be all huge and muscular like a Bloodthirster. He doesn't need to be like the grotesque size of a Great and Clean one. He really needs to be that Mount Muji Keeper of Secrets size.
Beefer of Secrets would be good. Keeper of Secrets. Yeah, no, I would love to see the Avatar get a rework rules-wise too, because rules-wise he's not worth it. He's just not especially not for the points. Because he's like 210 points.
I don't even know.
I think he's like 210 points. I might be wrong. Feel free to correct me in the comments if I am. But I mean, if he's more than that, that's even worse. But I think he's 200 or 210, and his rules just don't live up to that. So, all right. Well, we've covered the Codex roadmap, some speculation on new races. Anything else there, Nova?
No, I don't think so today.
All right. Well, we do thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, make sure to hit like. If you want to see more uploads from us, feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and feel free to engage with us in the comments. If you have questions or corrections or just anything, feel free to comment down below. Until next time, we have been the Armchair Generals. Thank you for joining us today.
And remember, I am Alfarius.
We're all Alfarius.
One of us, all of us.
Thank you for joining us for today's video.
We hope you enjoyed your time with us.
If you did, please remember to smash that like button.
Hit subscribe and click that notification bell.
So you never miss a video from us.
Until next time, we are the Armchair Generals.